French pronouns can be weird, you know. I and en mostly mean the same thing, but you can't use one for the other. How do they work? How do you know which one to use? Why do we say both je m'en vais and j'y vais? Bonjour, I'm Géraldine, your French teacher. Welcome to Comme une Française. Today, like every Tuesday, I'm here to help you get better at speaking and understanding everyday modern French. C'est parti. In French, the word I is a pronoun. It's always pronounced I. That's the easy part. It is used to replace a group of words that looks like a plus something. That roughly means towards something or about something. A plus something. On the other hand, en is another pronoun. It is pronounced en, the French nasal vowel. En. En. Yeah, I know it's tricky. Try it yourself. En. En. This pronoun is short for de plus a noun, which often means of something or from something. This is the main difference between I and en. Though obviously we're talking about French, so it is more complicated than that. Let's see how they work with examples. For instance, you can use why in order to answer questions. For example, Marie va à l'école bientôt. Is Mary going to school soon? Marie va à l'école bientôt. Oui, elle y va demain. Yes, she's going to school tomorrow. Oui, elle y va demain. Here, the Y in English, is used for à l'école, okay? À l'école, to school. It always comes before a verb as well. Another example. Elle a pensé à acheter ses livres. Elle a pensé à acheter ses livres. Did she think about buying her books? The answer is oui, elle y a pensé. Oui, elle y a pensé. Yes, she thought about buying her books. Here, the I represents a acheter ses livres, to buy her books. Generally, just as we saw in these two examples, I often replaces groups like a plus a place, as we saw, à l'école, just before, remember, and a plus a verb in the infinitive, as we saw in the example, à acheter, remember? We don't use it for people though, okay? We have personal pronouns for that. For example, if you want to shorten, je pense à Marie. Je pense à Marie. I am thinking about Mary. If you want to shorten that, you say je pense à elle. I am thinking about her. Je pense à elle. Here's another subtle thing. We also use I for chez plus someone, which means at someone's place. Chez plus someone is a structure in French for at someone's place. For example, tu vas chez Antoine? Are you going to Antoine's place? Tu vas chez Antoine? Oui, j'y vais. Yes, I am going there. Oui, j'y vais. Here the I replaces chez Antoine as we just saw. By the way, we never use je vais on its own. Never, okay? In order to mean I'm going or I go. Never on its own. If you want to say I am going, you can use the expression j'y vais. J'y vais. I am going or I am leaving as well. For example, allez, j'y vais. Salut. Okay, I'm going. See you. Allez, j'y vais. Salut. Here, the I doesn't really stand for anything, and this is why it's so tricky for students. If you want to replace it, you can say ailleurs, for example, somewhere else. I am going somewhere else. And the fun thing, which is tricky, I know, is that in French we also have the same expression with en. If you want to say I am going, you can also say je m'en vais. Je m'en vais. I am going, I am leaving. But here the whole verb is s'en aller, which is something that I covered in another lesson, because here the en doesn't really stand for anything either, or except maybe it can mean from here, d'ici. Je m'en vais d'ici. I am leaving from here. But really, it's a fixed expression. We do not say je m'y vais, for example. Absolutely not. Usually, though, en is a pronoun that replaces de plus something or somewhere. Though it can also be from somewhere, of somewhere, about something, or even some of it, because de is a tricky preposition with many exceptions, so the translation can change. Let's take an example. We would say je mange de la confiture tous les matins. Je mange de la confiture tous les matins. I am eating jam every morning. If we want to use en in there, we can say j'aime la confiture, j'en mange tous les matins. I like jam, I am eating some every morning. J'aime la confiture, j'en mange tous les matins. Here, as you can see, en stands for de la confiture. Another example. Je reviens de la boulangerie. I come from the bakery. Je reviens de la boulangerie. If we want to use en in this example, we can say tu as vu la boulangerie? Oui, j'en reviens. Did you see the bakery? Yes, I come from there. Tu as vu la boulangerie? Oui, j'en reviens. And here, as you can see, the en stands for de la boulangerie. And it can also be used with a verb in the infinitive. For example, tu as envie de dormir? Tu as envie de dormir? Do you want to sleep? Oui, j'en ai envie. Yes, I want to sleep. Oui, j'en ai envie. And here the en stands for de dormir. Of course, what you're probably asking yourself right now is, how do I know which verbs need a complement starting with a and which one need a complement starting with de? This, unfortunately, will come from learning the verbs and practice. So I thought we could practice together with a quiz now, okay? So take your time, breathe, and I'm going to show you 6 sentences and you can try to change the complement to e or en. And try to pronounce the sentences aloud with me at home. Here's a quick recap. E replaces a or chez plus something, and en replaces de plus something. Ready? Let's go. Je ne comprends rien à ce film. I don't understand anything to this movie. Repeat after me. Je ne comprends rien à ce film. Good. How would you replace à ce film in this sentence? It is je n'y comprends rien. Je n'y comprends rien. And by the way, this is an everyday expression for I don't understand anything about it. Je n'y comprends rien. Now, il va chez le coiffeur à 17h. He's going to the hairdresser at 5 p.m. Repeat after me. Il va chez le coiffeur à 17h. Okay. So how would you replace chez le coiffeur here? It is il y va à 17h. Il y va à 17h. If that's the second answer right, that's 2 points for you. Tu veux de la choucroute? Do you want some choucroute? Repeat after me. Tu veux de la choucroute? How would you replace de la choucroute here? We would say, tu en veux? Do you want some? Tu en veux? Fourth question. Ils parlent à leur mère. They're talking to their mothers. Repeat after me. Ils parlent à leur mère. How would you replace à leur mère? It is il lui parle. Il lui parle. I'm so sorry because this was a tricky question, I know, because personal pronouns follow their own rules in French. But I wanted to test you. Il lui parle. Fifth question. Vous revenez de chez Antoine? Are you coming back from Antoine's place? Repeat after me. Vous revenez de chez Antoine? How would you replace de chez Antoine? This is another trick question. The answer is vous en revenez. I know that's another trick question because there was both de and chez. But here the complement starts with de in de chez Antoine. So we are going to use the pronoun en. Vous en revenez. And finally, the last question. On parle de nos vacances depuis 2 ans. We've been talking about our holidays for 2 years. Repeat after me. On parle de nos vacances depuis 2 ans. How would you replace de nos vacances here? It is on en parle depuis 2 ans. On en parle depuis 2 ans. We replace de nos vacances by en. Félicitations! How did you do? How many did you get right? Here, practice makes perfect. And by learning more verbs, you're really going to improve on the I and the en. You can learn more about s'en aller, for example, how to use it properly in French. You can improve your understanding and pronunciation of some sounds like en, on, and un. You can also practice your French in order to understand fast spoken French better. That's why I made a playlist for you just right here. Click on your screen to access those lessons and I will see you there. Just click here. À tout de suite. Salut!